you. It'll break you. But yeah, Witcher is the more that comes out, I gotta know why they hire. Like, what do you think they look at if they're gonna hire a journalist as lead narrative designer? It's like, how do you get that job? How do you go from journalist to lead narrative? Yeah. It appears that we got some friends waiting for us. How about that? There's a lot of people dead at the very start. How's it going, champs? For clout? When you want to... He had references. Well, so his not dick. There's one over there in the corner. No, his articles were specific, all right. They were shit talking all of CD Projekt Red for the most part. Like, I just gotta know, like, when they sit down there reviewing, hey, so we saw that you hate all of our entire fan base, and you hated our last 3 major games. You want to come work for us? That sounds great. Fucking morons. Hopefully I can hit all these guys in one go. Bam. I just want to know. That's all. Here's the biggest issue. I don't understand what it is that they are looking at in regards to that stuff. Like, what are they looking at? What's happening over there to where, like, that's what we want. We want the guy that hates everything that we've made entirely. That's the guy for us. Like, wouldn't you want someone that's a fan of the series that will put that would love to work on the game above someone that fucking despises it? Like, I legitimately just don't understand it. That's the best way to say it. I just don't understand it. I don't know what they're looking at or why. Yeah, alright, so, do you remember this? There was these 2 critics for, like, movies. They were, like, super fucking famous. Like, they hated everything. All the time, constantly, they hated it. So what did they do? After a while, someone funded them, and they got to make their own movie. And it was the most dog shit, like, fucking awful movie anyone had ever seen. Like, it was... Yeah, they can't do it. Like, it was so... It was, like, bizarrely sexual and not... Like, it was, like, Showgirls level of garbage. Except all the sexualization was like that one movie that we saw where everyone was fucking blue and everyone sucked in the movie. It would be like that. It's like, it's so pretentious that it's unwatchable. Nobody knows what the fuck is happening in it. And it's fucking garbage. That's what they make. Like, just because someone can talk shit about it doesn't mean that they can do it well themselves. I know from experience. I can't imagine that taking place. Like, how can you, as someone that's head of a company, look at the current state of games and be like, I know that there's this major disconnect between the critics and the actual players. And if the critics rank it high, it means the players are gonna hate it and the sales are gonna tank. You can see that clear as day with Ubisoft. You could see the writing on the wall from a long time ago. Alright, this isn't like all of a sudden now, oh my god, it's out of the blue, all of a sudden the fans turn against us. No, this shit's been happening, and it's just finally hit the point where people are fed up with the bullshit. If you had even a semblance of not having fucking blinders on, you could see this from a mile away. Because it's been said for fucking 5 years now. But instead, what they chose to do is, like, side with the fucking critics that haven't gotten anything right for 10 years. They've been wrong for 10 years now. fucking 12 actually, if you count Halo 4. They've been wrong forever. And it doesn't show with the fans because all the fans and the gamers and the current people that play games know not to trust the critics. So it's like, why would you ever think like, oh yeah, we'll get that. We'll get with this person. This person that also can't shut the fuck up online. We'll get them. We'll hire that person. You fucking morons. It's so easy to fix and to not do. Like, I saw an article not too long ago. This is an article that if you pay attention to them, it's been popping up more, which is why people are not buying, like, they're no longer pre-ordering, they're no longer buying games day one, they're waiting. Like, a matter of fact, some games, I think GTA 6 is one of them, it will not come to PC first. It'll always go to consoles first, because people that play consoles will buy shit day one still. And the idea behind that is like, oh, what's up with the gamers? How come they're not doing that? Like, if you read the articles, they'll put the blame on the gamers. And it's like, because we've been betrayed so many fucking times. Because everyone will say this is a great, amazing game, it's fucking amazing. And then you find out that they actually had an embargo on bad reviews. And then the next thing you know, it comes out and it's fucking dog shit. It's awful, it's terrible, and I wasted $70. And there's only so many times someone can waste $70 before they're like, you know what, how about I just stop fucking wasting $70? Pretty fucking easy. I can wait 2 weeks to figure out whether or not I want to waste $70 fucking dollars. And that's assuming that you didn't buy, like, the premium battle pass that's got $100 fucking dollars, $140. It's outrageous, and it's dumb. But in their minds, it's the gamers that are wrong. The gamers out of the blue suddenly decided, oh, we don't trust anybody. And instead of having even a little bit of, like, self-reflection there, and like we want to like games, why the fuck are you making it so goddamn difficult? It's like, I don't trust any major studio now. They've all been corrupted. It's the weirdest thing. I swear to God, it's some type of cabal up there. It's like a friend of a friend is what it is, and they seem to all be of the same mind type. Like, here's the craziest thing to me that I don't understand. It doesn't seem to matter to them whether or not they sink the company. Like, it doesn't seem like anyone cares about having a job or raising the company. Like that somehow has been lost. You can definitely see that with Ubisoft. Ubisoft doesn't give a fuck about its own company. They'll happily sink the ship just to keep punishing gamers. And it's like, how do you get that many people involved? Ubisoft has 20,000 people. How do you get that many people that are like, yeah, fuck the gamers, fuck the player base, repeatedly? How do you do that? How is the CEO of a company doesn't like games and hates gamers, as well as the lead narrative, the lead designer, and all the other leads? How do you do that? How does someone get to be CEO of a company that hates games and hates what they're making? How does that happen? Like, I try to not give easy answers to things, but it's like, I think I honestly almost feel like these people snaked their way in, and once they got into power, like, if you remember back in 2012 to 14, during the gamer strike, or whatever the fuck that was, there was this major firing spree that happened. I feel like that's when a lot of people got in the positions of power for those companies. And then they started hiring people that were like-minded. And then it became an infection. Because it's like, you can see that with the Concord thing, with the toxic positivity. You're not allowed to say that an idea was bad. And I feel like that is the result directly of an infectious mindset, where it's like it no longer becomes the priority of the game, or to the gamers, or to even market it, nor even the company. what it is directly like, oh, we're going to use and take as much of this company as we can for as long as we can. Like, I feel like these people genuinely despise the previous IPs in like the last 10 years of gaming. Not this last 10 years, but like 2000 to 2010. I feel like they genuinely despise that era of gaming. And what they're doing now is like waging war on that and their mindset. Like, they don't give a fuck about how it's perceived or how gamers feel about it, because in their minds they're doing what's right. Like, you could, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, you can see it in what they post. They say it all the time, and that's like, I don't understand how those people that are so vocal still get into the positions that they are. Like, how is that not stopped? Like, how do they not burn out before they reach that point? That's the thing I don't understand. I don't know if they play the games, honestly. If they do, they look at it through a lens of something I can't comprehend. I know that. I feel like they look at the games and actively look for problems that are there. They don't. I don't think they're capable of having a good experience with the game. Instead, they have a checklist, and their experience for whether or not a game is good or bad is completely dependent on how much of the checklist it makes. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't understand narrative, and they don't have passion or soul in the current gaming industry. I'm talking strictly AAAs. I'm not talking about the indie devs. There's a game that's on my wish list now. It's called Forever Winter. I believe that's the name of it. That game's made with passion and soul. And the reason is because it's a war-type game in the future, except you're not allowed to really engage in the war. Like, it forces you to be just some nobodies trying to scavenge and live. But I feel like a lot of these people have a set checklist because that's easy to understand. And my evidence for that is actually a lot of video games, movies, and TV. It's like because they don't care about narratives anymore, because the people that are ranking whether or not this is good don't care about narratives anymore. They care about their checklists. Like, they don't care how characters are introduced, they care about what character is introduced. They don't care about the type of backstory. They care more about what the character overcame. What do they represent? And that's garbage. And you can clearly see with every single new TV show, new movie, new game, that is exactly what they care about, and nothing more. Because that in their cabal, they're like, oh, yep, this is exactly the type of character we want. We don't give a fuck about the story or what it was before or how good that is or how deep of a narrative it is. They only care about that checklist and nothing more. The sad thing is it doesn't matter. I mean, not truly. All we're gonna do is we're gonna weather the next 3 years or so of garbage games while these companies go out of business, or they change back to actually caring about what matters. Because in truth, what they care about versus what sales mean and what the gamer cares about, the market prevails. If gamers don't buy your shit, there's only so many failed games you can have before you don't have a company anymore. And that's the truth of it. Get off me. So, like, in short, it doesn't matter. It just sucks that they're ruining so many IPs and so many classics and things that deserve to have love and care put into them, and they're being trash by this fucking group. To a point to where I feel like the average consumer feels like 90% of these are irredeemable. Like, if you ask majority of gamers, hey, do you think Assassin's Creed is worth, like, owning? Is it good? They're gonna say no. Because it's been so tainted. But in truth, like, you could still save the Assassin's Creed IP. You could save Rainbow Six Siege if you wanted to. But is it worth doing that, or is it just worth just making a new thing? Like, why even waste your time trying to save it when you could just make a new version of it? Yeah, the too big to fail thing, I wonder. I feel like Ubisoft. Damn. I feel like Ubisoft over there is a rude awakening. I think that's a rough wake-up call for them. Because Ubisoft has the most people working for them. They had 20,000 people. If they go bankrupt, that shit's going to be cut down to like 10. Maybe. So like half. 10,000. Not. Because what I predict is going to happen, I'm just going to repeat what I said like 8 months ago now, is that they're gonna probably file for bankruptcy, and then the actual owner of Ubisoft is going to try and sell the company. And I think that they're pushing their the Assassin's Creed game or whatever. I feel like whatever that profit that makes is going to be strictly used on trying to keep people around for that transitional period. Whatever amount that they feel like keeping around. I don't know. If I was another company, I wouldn't even look at trying to buy off 20,000 employees. I'm not doing that. I don't need them. And every other game studio, fucking Rockstar over there, doesn't have anywhere near that. Why do you need that many people to put out garbage? So, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to lose their jobs. That's unfortunate. But the one thing is with that, which is sad that it had to happen that way. What up, KJ? It's sad that it had to happen that way, but the one thing is like, hey, yeah, these choices that you're having, yeah, they do have consequences. Like, I would actually expect in all honesty, I would expect for there to be a lot of developer walkouts and what are they called when they refuse to work? Strikes. There's going to be a lot of dev strikes happening here soon. I guarantee it. Because Ubisoft shook the gaming industry to the foundation. Which is like, people are getting fed up. And like, we have plenty of games to go back to. We have plenty of games to go back to, and they still hold up. Thank God for the remasters. I can just go back and go play a remaster. I don't need to go buy new shit. I got a remaster with great graphics. What the hell would I ever need to buy a new game that's like a fucking 6? I can go and explore a 9 all day, and have 9 out of 10 mods to go with it. So I actually think that a lot of these people are going to start going on strikes because they're going to be like, you're putting our jobs at risk, and we're not standing by that.